So maybe I should go ahead and go over that now. So a few days ago, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this person's post up. Okay, so let me switch over. Pull out the popcorn. We're ready to go. Personal problems? Yes and no. It's not related to me, but I am also related. Okay, so this is somebody that I follow on Twitter. And they made... I can't speak Portuguese, like, at all. I wouldn't read that text. Well, I'm going to summarize it. Basically, it was a rant about a group that that this person was working with. It's a model artist with assistants. They sent them a screenshot for confirmation, ignored me for about a week. After about a week, I threatened to refund through PayPal. They responded immediately, go figure. Model is promised to only take 4 weeks. The sketch I got was almost 4 weeks ago, and I asked for a revision. Model should be complete by now, but I haven't seen an updated sketch. Blah, 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 blah. At this point, I don't know what to do. Etc., etc. Is it called Menno? I think it's called Menno. But then they gave examples, you know. I'll give them 1 more week to respond, and then I'll refund. You know, here's the examples, the paid invoice. You know, and then here's like all the stuff that they had on Discord. They have all the proof down here. But the funny thing is that at no point in time did they say anything. They didn't say anything about the group's name. And a lot of people were like, don't be shy, drop the company name. But then like a couple of us were like, I know my comments here somewhere. It was like my name, or I made a comment and then somebody else made a comment, and we were both like, this sounds extraordinarily familiar. I thought my comment was in here. Well, anyway, a couple of people DM'd this person, and they basically gave them the name of the group. And so they made this post. Where is it? It's this one. As promised, this company is named chibistudioco. They literally just went ahead and called them out. And so then I took this post, you know, read it through. There's their banner and everything. And like just a lot more stuff was, you know, being said here, whatever. Here's where I come in. I put my own story in this thread. I retweeted it and I added my own little like story to it. And I know some of y'all were here on Tuesday when I did my anniversary stream, and y'all know this is a video of it, but y'all know that I pulled this old model out, yeah? So like, you know that it looks like this. I didn't just like make this up or whatever. This was a model, or this was a video I had taken maybe like, I don't know, last November, December. But anybody who was here for my anniversary, y'all remember seeing this. So then I ended up talking about, like, you know, there were a lot of red flags that I, a new person to the VTube scene at the time, didn't see immediately. One thing was that they required that you pay off of Etsy on a website that's theirs, and they didn't use PayPal, so it was not PayPal secure. So you basically just had to enter your, you know, card information. And I I know somewhere in the back of my brain, I was like, I'm chronically online. I should know better about this, but I guess the amount of 5-star reviews, 4.5, 5-star reviews that they've had 5,600 or 361 sales. I really just took that for granted, I'll be honest. And I was just like, I mean, they're trustworthy, right? No. I kept having to repeat details, and then I posted like my own screenshots. They showed me the base coloring. You know, I already had an issue with like the eyes. The eyes were the wrong way. So like in the photos that I sent, her right eye was supposed to be, well, I guess it's her left, but sorry, it's her right, our left. The left one for us was supposed to be red, and the white one was supposed to be on the right. And so they got that wrong initially. And I'll be honest, the base art like actually looked great. I thought it was coming along really well. And there's at some point in time I was like, what's up with the ears? Yeah, cool. I was like, what the fuck's up with the hair and what the fuck is up with the ears? The hair was all one flat color, even though I sent them references that showed that it was two-toned. And then the ears as well, because I was kind of like, what the fuck is going on with the ears? Like, they're very choppy. And I was like, don't tell me the ears are going to look like that when they're done. And then, you know, down here they said for the general choppiness of the ears, it will be done during the rendering stage, so there will be definition. And so a lot of it I was kind of like, it looks good right now. It looks good right now, but I want to see where we go from here. And then it was like the Fire Nation attacks. And I was setting it up. This probably should have been a red flag too, where it says, do you want to run auto setup for it? Because I don't think my new model, this one that I'm using, I don't think my new model actually like gave me that option. Mess with the bun knitting, you get the talon. The talon flame. And I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. I really liked it up until this point. It was up until this point that I was like, okay, ooh, what the fuck? They sent me a rendered version, and then the version that I received didn't look the same. It was almost like they lost the file and had to redraw it. And so it was like the hair didn't look the same, the ears didn't look the same. It was just weird. Anyway, but I told them, I did some review of the model after it's been rigged, and I'll be honest, I'm not satisfied with how it looks right now. Again, I already pulled the video up. Y'all saw what it looked like. It's an absolute mess. Below, I'm posting a video of my testing of the model, as well as 2 other models that are from your group and the examples that I remember seeing and requesting at the very beginning of this process. Don't feel like there is a rush. I would much rather have the best quality for the money spent than something rushed and subpar. Because like I said, I spent $700 on it. Here was the things that I sent them. I sent these to them on Etsy, and I'm pretty sure I sent these in Discord, obviously, but this first one was a message that I sent from Etsy, and I told them, for the design, I'd like to try and soften her up a bit. Because my character in Final Fantasy XIV, like, at the time, looked, like, really harsh, if that makes sense. And I wanted to soften them up a little bit. I thought this character, who I actually follow, I think we follow each other now. I know her, and she was getting her model made, I think around the same time I was getting mine made. So she had just posted this into the siblings Discord, and I saw it, and I was like, I really like how it's shaped. I really like how it's, like, soft. You know what I mean? And then I liked the 3 main characters that were on their banner at the time. I don't think they're there anymore, but yeah, that banner was what I was looking for. Here's a closer picture of it. And then I don't know if you guys know this person, but I follow them too. And like I said, just what was told to me, you know, I thought it would go a little bit differently. And then we ended up with the rig. And then I had like, where is it? I had so many complaints right here that I was just like, what the fuck? And I think this is the reason why I didn't like it. Like, I don't know. I think somewhere in my brain, I couldn't put two and two together because this isn't something that I've like done before. I didn't know what to expect from the process. I told them, I think, multiple times that I was new. And so I was just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to expect. Please help. So when they said things like, it'll be added in the render phase, I'm kind of like, why wouldn't you, like for the ears especially, like why wouldn't you add the definition that like was gonna like, you know, be there? Like at least do the line art for it. I don't know. So then we got to this point, you know, and I told them I wasn't satisfied. They said I'll note down what you've mentioned and send them to Chibi. And then they started working on the model itself. And this is from November 28th to December 13th. So just keep that in mind. There was a very long delay between those two. And literally the only thing they had done was adjust the eyes. And the eyes are fish-eyed. They're fish-eyed. They're literally pointing outwards. And I brought that up, and I was like, the rendering for her bangs, the side pieces look much better, which I agreed. I mean, she actually has bangs for once. Why is your left eye sliding off your face? Exactly. Her eyes look a little weird, almost like she's fish-eyed. I think I'd like for the eyes to be styled differently. With the examples I provided, they're much bigger and more anime style. The 3 on the Etsy store banner are more of what I'm looking for. How crazy patient I was in this situation. I didn't fucking know. Chest piece looks unnatural. The rest of the outfit doesn't blend in well with it. It kind of looks like the chest is taped into place rather than being part of the outfit. If we could get it to look more like the example from the Etsy store, that'd be excellent. And of course, again, I sent this reference. Yeah, you don't know the process, so you just assume, oh, this must be normal. So then, let's see, when did I send this? December 16th? I didn't get this back until January 2nd, so it had almost been a full month. And all they did was change the fucking chest. That was it. But, like, even still, this was supposed to be something that, like... like, they had this reference. It wasn't like I just threw that on them. They had that reference. But then again, they said only the flat colors have been done for that area. By January 2nd, I started this process in September. August or September. And then finally after that, I was just like, bro, what the fuck? And I talked to them about it. I'd like to move forward with a refund. And then they went on to say, given the situation, many additional hours have been put into the work. Hence, I am so sorry to inform that a refund is not possible. As it would mean that hours put in would be uncompensated for. In addition, refunds are generally not accepted per my store policies. And I want to say somewhere else... Oh yeah, here it is. I do charge additional for illustration change requests after the works have been approved for rigging. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, so she was already saying I'm not gonna do a refund. It's not per my store policy. I'm not gonna do it. And then she was also saying that they were going to charge me more, or I should have been charged more for the amount of changes that I wanted to make after the rendering phase. So you know what? I said, you know what? I'm fine with that. I understand. And then I was just like, can I at least have half a refund? Sorry, you're gonna have to forgive me every now and then. I'm gonna have to drink water because even though I talk a lot all fucking day, talking like this and like knowing that my Twitter is still blowing the fuck up, I'm like, okay. So yeah, so I basically said I would like, I know this is my going viral story. So I basically was like, listen, I'll even accept half of a refund. They weren't wrong in any way, shape, or form. That at least some work was put in. But when I say that this video up here is all that I have, I'm not kidding. That is all that I have. Even though they made like some adjustments to the eyes and they made some adjustments to the hair and they made some adjustments to the chest, I never got anything rigged in that regard. This peach thing was never removed. This video is what I walked away from the situation with. And so I tried to explain that. And I was like, it looks taped. I know. And so like I tried to explain that. Part of my purchase, not that. In terms of the model itself, the first iteration was indeed rigged and provided for my testing. However, after I reviewed the rigged version, a glitched peach spot is apparent on the model's right ear. The rigging also did not meet my satisfaction. Since then, I've been requesting revisions before we went into the rigging phase once more. The model is essentially unusable due to these issues. And so I tried to explain that, and I was like, listen, you know what? I understand that time has gone into this. We've been working on this since September. I am not going to disagree with them because they're not wrong, but I'm walking away with literally nothing. So I would be more than happy with at least like $350 back. If they want to keep $350 and I take the other $350, I would have been totally fine with that. And then this was in February. Let's see. No, that was in January. Sorry. This was still in January. And this was the last message that I sent them. They were very confident scammers. Yeah. Cause I mean, I don't think anybody has ever called them out. So, February, I said on here, I don't have any other photos, I think, on this one. February, I requested a chargeback with my bank, which my bank was Chase, and I fought that for months. Funny enough, whenever I was trying to fight this with Chase, I had to explain the story at least 5 times to multiple different people. And, like, I think I talked to, like, the head of, like, the claims department or whatever. And so I had to sit there and explain this whole situation to them, too. And they had all the documents and all the proof that I had sent them. But they also had proof from chibistudioco that they had sent my bank as well. Because, of course, when you do a chargeback, they're going to go back to that company, that group, and say, hey, you're getting a chargeback, and here's why. And then they have an opportunity to submit their proof and whatever. So anyway, so I sent them 15 pages worth of proof, and it was literally the entire, like, Discord conversation that I had with them. Chibi sent them 2 pages worth, and they falsified it to where it looked like I had just said I only needed technical assistance with setting it up. And my bank agreed with them, believed them over me, and I had been a customer with them, a client with them since 2011. And I was like, honestly, I was floored, flabbergasted, whatever. I was like, you're going to take the word of some very small, scammy-like group in Singapore over somebody who's been a loyal customer with you for, like, 11 years. I was flabbergasted. So that's why I said don't bank with Chase. And I'm still going to say that to this day. Don't bank with Chase. They're literally trash. But yeah, I said I submitted upwards of 15 pages of proof from the examples on their Etsy to what all I actually was supposed to receive. And I sent them like the photos that I had said I wanted referenced their store. I sent the entire unedited Discord chat where I sent them all of these logs too, where I said I was not very like happy with it, and all of that. And like I said, they still took Chibi's side. So I'm still out of the 700. If anybody wants to ask me about that, I'm just going to make it clear. I've already tried to fight this. I think I fought this until like July, and to be quite honest, I'm like over it. My bank really didn't give a fuck about long-term clients, and Chibi has been basically like ghosting me ever since. So anyway, so that leads me to where we are today. And by today, I mean yesterday. So last night, and I was chatting with some of you in my Discord, about why... the one thing that really bothered me about my model was that Chibi Studio had hundreds of good-looking models. They had models... I mean, I've seen, like, at least, you know, a good 100 or so, like, both in the siblings Discord, on their Etsy page, because they cycled them out, their website, because they cycle those out, too. You know, when they have newer works, they want to show off their new work. You know what I mean? And so I just was like, they pull out all this good shit. But then what happened with mine? Like, what was so different about mine that it had to turn out this way? We went full conspiracy theorist in the Discord, yeah. And I had heard, like, through the grapevine, like, that there was some tracing going on. And I'm gonna get to that in just a moment. Yeah, but like here's what they are on their Etsy page right now. But I mean, and I actually talked to this guy yesterday, the guy on the left. And I'm not gonna like call him out or anything like that, but I am gonna just make a small comment about what they said to me in Discord. And I like pointed out their model. I was like, they literally stole the outfit from a Genshin Impact character and just put it on your model. And I told them, you know, that's stealing. And they were like, I guess. And I was like, the fuck you mean you guess? It's stealing. I could go straight to MiHoYo right now, and they would probably get their ass sued to hell and back. But the one thing that this guy said that I think caught my attention was that I showed them a picture of my old reference, and it looked like the character's outfit. So that's why they used it, I guess. So yeah, but they charged him $650 just to trace an outfit, basically. They didn't seem to care. They were just like, well, the model did exactly what I wanted it to, so IDGAF. But thanks for talking to me about it. So the story that I got from this guy on the left was basically that he gave them a reference, kind of looked like the one on the right. And so they just stole the one on the right. This is literally like the most blatant copy I've seen. Yeah, same. So there's that. And then somebody had mentioned that one of the models looked like Vox Akuma. And I got not confirmation, but I got clarification of who actually, like, I think found this initially. Because I was just running on the fact that it was at least said. And I was just kind of like, well, somebody somewhere down the line has said that this one looks like Vox Akuma. I or somebody looks like Vox Akuma. I don't know which one it is. I don't have anything to show for it. I have heard that one of them looked like Vox Akuma, and Apple helped me find this one. It's literally just a copy paste of Vox Akuma's face, ears included. I basically took a picture of Vox Akuma and laid it over the other one. And it lines up. Ears as well. Yeah. Who's Vox Akuma? Vox Akuma is a VTuber that I believe was part of Niji Sanji. He no longer is. But he was a really well-known, popular VTuber for a while. Which makes this all the more worse because it basically just means they're stealing off of other, like, groups, you know what I mean? So anyway, so I got thinking, what's the biggest difference between myself and other people that are in this group? And I did end up not only reaching out to this one guy, I reached out also to my siblings group, because we have a Discord siblings group, and basically just posed the question to them about, you know, what did you go to Chibi with? Like, what evidence, maybe not evidence, but like, what stuff did you, like, give them for, like, reference? Or, you know, did you say, like, I want it to look like this? Or, and I'm trying to, of course, find the stupid fucking general. There it is. So I basically just asked him that, and it was like, how much of a reference did you go to them with? Yeah, exactly. And, you know, one person said the only reference I remember giving them was Viego from League and Miyamura's piercings and hairstyle when it went up. So, an example, you know, it's not a fully detailed reference. It's just I want it to look kind of like this, and then they could run with it. This person says, I drew my own reference on outfit, so she had that to go off of, but she kept forgetting details, and in the end, she still didn't get them all. This person says, I admittedly didn't have much of a reference. I just listed physical attributes and sent reference pics of IRL clothes for what I wanted my outfit to look like. This person says, I just answered their questionnaire with text descriptions, no image references, and a general theme for the base model. The 2 toggles that were added later had image references. So that got me thinking. There's a big difference between maybe the usual people that Chibi expected versus me. And it's that I sent them screenshots of my Final Fantasy 14 character. I went through so much work. Hi, Square Enix, I mod my character in Final Fantasy 14. Sue me. Please don't actually sue me. I'm just being honest here. So I gave them what I wanted. I told them exactly what I wanted. I want this hairstyle. I want these ears. I want her face to look exactly like this. Blah, 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 blah. They had to get this down to the letter. There was no going off and finding an outfit that they could just copy from. My description was not broad at all whatsoever. I said this. Thank you. And that was the one thing that made, I think, the biggest difference between the two, is that they didn't have anything to trace on mine. They literally had my screen caps and God willing, maybe they could put something together. So anyway, so there's that. I have actually talked to more people about this little peach thingy on my ear, so I did want to clarify that up a little bit too. Apparently, so at one point somebody said maybe it's AI art. I also thought it was remnants from a previous image. There's a couple of examples, and I'll get to them in a minute. There's a couple of examples where you can see that something got erased. I don't know. I kind of made up a term because I thought it would make me sound smart. I know I'm not smart, so I came up with the term erasure artifacts. So, like, I don't know how, like, well-knowledge you guys are, like, in Photoshop or anything like that, but sometimes when you're, like, you know, erasing or you're, like, cutting something out, like, let's say you're using, like, the magic tool and you cut something out, sometimes if it's not, like, picked up properly by the magic tool or whatever, it won't cut everything out. And sometimes when you're erasing, like, let's say that you, like, erase within a certain area, and it's such a small, tiny artifact, you won't see it. Unless you, like, put the image on, like, a black background, yeah? So this was what I thought the pink was, because the pink doesn't, or the peach, or whatever, me, the Mirai Photoshop person, so that's kind of what I thought the peach thing was. Either it was AI generated or it was like an erasure artifact that they herp-de-derp forgot to erase. It's been explained to me, I think, now that this is actually an atlas texture, or may possibly be an atlas texture, and that when it's being built, when the model is being built and exported out of the program that they're using, sometimes the textures like line up kind of weird, and sometimes it will just combine the texture if they're not lined up properly, and therefore it'll sometimes mesh and make like this kind of weird like tag looking thing. Obviously this means that they're not doing a great job either way. The rigging is still probably hella bad. But you know, at least that could be an explanation for that. I don't know the difference. Not the difference. I don't know how you would be able to tell if it was an atlas texture issue. I'm just gonna, you know, take their word for it. You know, I've had like a few riggers come into my comments and just say it's very likely that's a atlas texture issue. Which I was like, you know what? You're probably more knowledge on this than I am, so I just want to know why they made such ugly rabbit ears. I don't know, man. So anyway, so there's a possible explanation for that. They were probably mad as fuck as me. At me, sorry. So then, of course, I went searching around, and I was doing some, what's the word? Like, or Google reverse image search. And this is another model that Chibi Studio worked on. It's currently somewhere on their Etsy, and I was able to find this. It's from a mobile game, I guess. It's from a mobile game I've genuinely like never heard of, which is probably why they used it. But I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that, you know, they look very similar. And I went into Photoshop because if Photoshop genius, I'm just kidding. I went into Photoshop and I kind of overlaid the image on top of the model, and there are some parts where it doesn't fit like to the letter, you know, like this back piece, or the top even. But if I were to separate them and get a closer look on the roses are like drawn the exact same way. The hat is drawn the exact same way. It has the exact same silhouette. It honestly just kind of looked like they put the hat on, and then to make it look like it actually fit the model's head properly, because the image was probably really small, to make it look like that the image like fit properly, or the hat fit properly, they probably adjusted it in such a way so that it like stretched it out a little bit, maybe like tipped the top of the hat forward a little bit more, whatever. But like the charms and everything are basically like in the same place. Well, they're not on this one, but I got a closer up image of her model, and you can see that there's supposed to be a chain there. Obviously the stars that are hanging down are not there, but that, you know, that's an easy like erasure. You don't have to fret too much about that. But the lines on the ruffles like line up pretty well. The roses lined up pretty well. The bow lines up pretty well. And the top of the hat, you know, even though it doesn't line up exactly here, the silhouette looks the exact same. Essentially what I was doing was I was just taking the hat and like shifting it around and like making it bigger or smaller and like rotating it in certain ways. And if you rotated it in like a dozen different ways, you could get it to fit. You know what I mean? It just because it didn't all fit in one spot didn't mean that it wasn't the same fucking hat. So I got it to fit at least like one of these lines like right at the front, and then just kind of like looked at the silhouette of it, and like I said, the silhouette looks the exact fucking same. All the ruffles look the exact same too. They're just stretched out or skewed in some way, shape, or form. So yeah. I don't fucking know what this about Jean Atelier is about. I'm so sorry that happened, or congratulations. This person said that this VTuber looked familiar. I don't know where this is from, but I mean, that's pretty sus too. Let's see. There was somebody that was also helping me out with this. Hold on. No, I don't want to go to the Discover More. Let me see. Let's see. Replies. Let's see. Where is it? This person had mentioned that the pink-haired bunny is a trace of Mori. The waist and face match up perfectly, and eyes look like they might line up as well. I took it into Photoshop once again. The face and almost the eye texture. The eye texture again looks like it's skewed a little bit, but it was like the face lined up like almost exactly. The bust lined up almost exactly. Basically, the bust lined up exactly. The arms, of course, you know, look a little different. So it was kind of like, I came to the conclusion that like they're just taking pieces parts and then they're just tracing it, and then they're just putting it, you know, over the image, I guess. And of course, closer up on the eye, if you adjust it in like just the right way, it can fit. So there was that. I mean, it's just, this was like what I went through all night last night. So anyway, so this is now blown the fuck up, and I'm extraordinarily like nervous about the fact that it's gaining a lot of traction. Like, on the one hand, I am super fucking glad that we can all come out about this and we can have an actual conversation about it, because I feel like a lot of us in the Chibi Studio Discord have like just been quiet about it because we haven't really fucking known the difference. I feel like they prey on people who are brand new to the VTubing scene. You know, they give you an offer for a super cheap VTubing model, and you know, usually it's like $600, maybe like $500 to $700, depending on like the complexity, or like if you wanted like extra items like weapons, or if you wanted extra toggles, or you know, that kind of thing. So of course we're all sitting here and we're like, well, that's cheap. Like, in comparison to other VTubing riggers and artists and whatnot, it's cheap Because most of the time, I think like the next cheapest that I've seen after that is is like, you know, in the thousands. The amount of predatory scam shit you have to navigate in the VTubing community is wild. It is. And I hate it. But this was a scam that I easily fell for. It's a scam that a lot of us easily fell for, and it sucks, and I hate it. Who did my overlay? It was somebody that I found on Etsy. If I make a new tab, okay, give me 1 second. I can get you the link. But this is something that a lot of us have gotten scammed by, and it's so unfortunate. But I'm honestly just glad that we can come together and, like, you know what I mean? You managed to dodge it from the model end, but you fell off for stuff and lost a few $100s for an overlay that turned out to be total garbage. Ugh. Yeah, I was kind of like, I'm so fucking new to all of this. I was okay with just going to Etsy and finding one that I really liked, and then, like, just rolled with it. I figure if I become more popular in the future, you know, and I have a little bit more expendable income, then yes, I would probably get, like, a custom-made, like, overlay and all that shit. But that day is not today, and it probably won't be tomorrow either. Okay, let me have to go into my DMs. Give me 1 second. I really wanted to see this thing about Niguan. Okay. Is there a page that I can just find the model by itself? Probably not. Okay. Okay, so is that how you spell Ningguan? Genshin? There we go. Okay. So they're saying that this image... Where the fuck did it go in game? Here we go. This image resembles this one on the left-hand side. So if you don't mind me, I'm going to throw it into Photoshop real fast and see what happens. Oh, I guess I should show y'all kind of like what I've been doing. So I've been taking both of the images and I've just been throwing them into Photoshop like this. Let's see. And then just scaling them in such a way that I can get it to overlay. And I've also been changing the transparency so that I can actually like see through the image. Obviously, Ningguan is still kind of big, so I'm gonna shrink it a little bit more. And the funny, hilarious, haha, technology is great part about all of this is that Photoshop in recent years has added a feature where if it can recognize a line that you're trying to get another image to apply on top of, it will like basically snap to it, if that makes sense. I mean, maybe. It's plausible. the titties are titties. God damn it. The chest is up a little bit higher, and the face looks a little bit different, but like the design is still very similar. So I'm not entirely sure about that one. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing this whole time. It's just taking the image and then copy pasting it over over something else. And seeing if they lined up or not. I've been internet sleuthing. Listen, when you've been cheated on so many times in your life, and I know a few of you can relate to this, when you've been cheated on so many times in your life, you become an online sleuth. You become a sleuth in general, yeah? And so you know how to do your detective work really well. It is like, it's a curse and a blessing. It's a curse because because you got cheated on, but it's a blessing because it's like, the next time you date somebody, you're like, are you cheating on me? And you know exactly like what to look for. Like, you got all the websites and the sauce and all of that. Anyway, needless to say, outside of that, I have been receiving... I have been seeing so many comments, so many retweets, so many people have been like, oh my god, $700 for this. It's just so much. To say that I'm overwhelmed would be an understatement. My follower count has been going up, and I'm just like, oh god, this is the thing that makes me popular. So that's basically it. That's basically where I've gotten to. I did make like a follow-up thread because I wanted to clarify a couple of things. This person, Scrap Scruff, was the one that initially found the Vox Aquima trace. Like I said last night, I didn't know who. I knew it had been mentioned. And we were able to figure out which one it was in our community. Because like I said, I didn't have an image or anything like that. I just knew one of the models looked like Vox Aquima. They messaged me and said that they were the ones that figured it out. And I was like, all right, bet. Whether or not that's true is neither here nor there. I don't really care. I did also want to clarify that my model was not something that I came up with by myself. I think I've told y'all before, I'm a Final Fantasy 14 modder. So I like to download mods and use them and shit like that. The person who made this mod actually found my thread. And they messaged me and they were like, is that the Neo-ish Guardian Princess mod? And I was like, yes, it's my fucking favorite. I've rated in this outfit like so much, and it made my bunny girl look so nice. Oh my god, it literally one of my fucking favorites. I've tried and tried and tried to find another outfit that I love on her, and none slaps as hard as this does. I fangirled so hard. I've taken so many pictures of this fucking girl in this fucking outfit, and I just I love it. And then the witch hat was an asset for a mobile game. I don't know jack about this mobile game, and I also couldn't figure out where the item itself was listed on this page, but apparently this is what came up. Maybe it's down here somewhere. I'm not 100% sure, but Google image search sent me to this page and said it was on here. There's a different hat. Let's see. There it is. Head accessories, magical lesson, big stars, magical hat version A. This looks kind of like a cute little gotcha dress up game or whatever, But I mean, the hat looks the exact same as the one on that Witch Girls model. So that's all that I've been able to find. Yeah, it's been wild. It's been wild. And this all started Friday. I guess it was on Friday. I don't, let's see. When did it start? When did I post my original one? October 21st. So, Saturday. I guess it started like Saturday night. I don't know, man. Or Saturday morning. Might have been morning. Anyway, man, I don't know. Here's a cute picture of Mimikyu because we about to beat some fucking bitches. I don't know where this is gonna go after this. Just the sheer fact that so many people have like reached out and you know said, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." Like it's been really wild. On the one hand, I kind of hi, good morning. On the one hand, I kind of wish I had said something sooner. But something like in my gut told me it wasn't the right time. Especially since I didn't have like any proof. Like the only thing that I had was this was a very good elaborate scam, you know, and they succeeded. And so after that, I was just kind of like, well, we're just gonna move on. I did go and get a different model. Obviously, I'm not using that one anymore. Fun fact from Pokédex, if Mimikyu's disguise gets ripped during battle, it will work all night on it. I think I remember reading about that. But yeah, so that's basically the current events going on in my life. This is what I woke up to, was hundreds upon hundreds of notifications. I think my phone has been going off since like easily like 4 this morning because all the likes and the responses and the DMs and whatnot. And if any of those people from this tweet are here, I just want to say thank you. You know, or if this, if I end up being on fucking what's his face's channel, it might be on fucking false ID. You know, the one thing I wanted to say was like, thank you so much for the support. You know, I'm glad that we were able to come together and call out, you know, a group that has been needing to be called out for quite a while now. And I hope that justice can be served. I know that sounds very strange for me to say. I just hope that, you know what? I don't really hope. The only thing that I can say is that I know karma will find a way, and that karma will do its job. And I feel like this was probably the thing that I've been waiting on, to finally like talk about what happened to me. Oh my god, I literally don't give a fuck. Could y'all like remove me or take this elsewhere? Anyway, so yeah, hopefully your post at least prevents other people from falling for it in the future. So I've been told by a lot of people that my post did indeed bring a lot forward. And a lot of people were like, I was thinking about commissioning them. But after reading this, it was obviously a bad idea. You know, just a lot of people were, you know, I think a lot of people have actually changed their mind now. You think Prospect lost his shit last night? Is that why you didn't wake up? Anyway, here's some pretty artwork. Hi there. What time is it? 11:21. All right. I have 30 minutes until the cup stuff happens. So he seemed extra pissed about the ordeal. Well, I mean, it just goes to show that so many people got scammed out of all of this. And I mean, if I were in a different position, if I wasn't in the position that I'm in right now, where it's like I got scammed too, I'd probably be mad as fuck too. You know what I mean? Because, like, a lot of these people, like, I know kind of well. Like, you guys know Luna Amnesia, right? Like, I raid her and I raid Amethyst Wolf, like, literally all the time. And both of them, got their models from chibistudioco. That's the only reason why I even, like, followed them. Dude probably made off with enough money to live comfortable for the rest of his life. Yeah, you probably did. You heard your name. Are you stalking me? But no, seriously, like, I would be mad. I am mad on, you know, everybody's behalf in this regard. I don't sound it because I think this is just the way that I handle things, but at the same time, like, you know, it pisses me off. Because you're right, it is some dude. It is a dude, actually. It's a dude in the in Singapore that, like, is just fucking with people. And literally, like, stealing from them. And of course they've done this so long that they've got it down to a science. And that's probably why they were able to convince my bank, you know, that they were right and I was wrong. You know, they've probably had so many people do chargebacks and be like, oh, well, you know, here's the TLDR, have fun. And I've never had to file a chargeback before through my bank, especially one of this caliber. Like, usually I can just, you know, I can go to PayPal and be like, I didn't get it, you know, and get a refund. Or, like, I can go onto my phone and if, like, you know, a subscription happens that I didn't pay for, or if I, you know, see something suspicious on my Apple Card or whatever, I can go to it and literally just be like, I didn't pay for that, or I didn't mean to resubscribe to that, or whatever. And it's literally like, I get a response less than 24 hours and they're like, yeah, you're right, here you go. They don't ask. They don't like interrogate you. So this was genuinely my first time having to file a fucking chargeback, especially through a bank, which is even crazier because I've never filed a chargeback through Chase, and yet anyway. So yeah. So, you know, I think they just know how to prey on new people extraordinarily well. And they've got it down to a science, and it sucks. It royally sucks. This was the other thing that got me kind of upset too, is that a lot of people are saying like, oh, so my 1.0 might be traced. There was somebody else that quote tweeted my thing and said, I'm going to stop using my model because I am so afraid that something on it is traced. And like, seeing things like that, honestly, just breaks my heart into itty bitty pieces, because it's like, I know that they were probably like so excited and you know, so happy to use that model and all of that, and then here I am coming along and being like, oh, well, your model might be traced, and it's like, they have to throw literally everything out the window and start all over again. And yeah, it's this one. Yeah. I wasn't planning on speaking on this again, but I do not feel comfortable using my model knowing parts of it could be traced. I gave a lot of details on the face that I wanted and even showed them a drawing I did aside from some notes, the clothing was up to them. I'm absolutely horrified. I would say I feel like an idiot, but literally how the fuck could I have known at the time? Literally, you couldn't have fucking known. I'm more irritated than anything else. The fact that this happened to so many people also makes me feel ill. So it's shit like that that gets me like really, really upset and really angry. And I hate that this has happened to so many people. I also hate the fact that like I said, I'm just coming along like fuck your model. You know, it might be traced, and I hate being that person. I guess it's not. I know when I'm on stream, I'm like, go fuck yourself, and I'm funny, and you know, I'm a gremlin, and all of that, but like, at the end of the day, like, deep down, like, before I go to bed at night, I'm literally like, oh my god, I fucking ruined somebody's day by showing them that this model that they paid upwards of, again, $600 and some, I'm sure, they can't use anymore. This model that they probably have been using for a very long time. I don't know how long they've been using it, but they've been using it for some time. They've probably, like, become comfortable with it. They probably identify with it now. And now they have to start all over. And knowing that I'm the catalyst for that sucks. I know it's for the better that they know, and I know it's for the greater good that this gets out, but I hate the stuff that comes afterwards. So yeah, and as you can see, my notifications are still going wild. Yeah. I think that's it. So there you go. There's the drama update from my life from this weekend. I know we've been talking about it in Discord a little bit. I know we've been talking about it like off and on Twitter, but I just wanted to sit here and just clarify a little bit more. You know, why is this what blew me up? That's actually how I feel. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Of all of the things I could have done, I even put up that YouTube video of me talking about making Asmongold's cobweb pizza. And I was like, I sure sincerely hope that this is it. This is the thing. Oh no, it's because I called out a group on Etsy. And I ruined a lot of people's day. So anyway. Yep, we're here now. I think that's really it. In regards to this, sorry. I'm not tired, I promise. Stream isn't ending, I'm just changing screens. This would be it. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Yeah, you're totally right in that canceling people is like the one thing that Twitter cares about. So yeah, I can see it. Y'all ready to see a cool trick? Bitch!